National Commission on Indigenous Peoples Educational Assistance Program by Representatives Ismula, Jokno, Sendanya, and Bagao.
To the Committee on Basic Education and Culture and the Committee on Higher and Technical Education.
House Bill 5705, declaring October 29 of every year as National Indigenous Peoples Day, a special non-working holiday by Representatives Ismula, Jokno, Sendanya, and Bagao.
To the Committee on Indigenous Cultural Committees and Indigenous Peoples.
House Bill 5706, establishing the National Measurement Institute of the Philippines by Representative Ledesma.
To the Committee on Science and Technology.
House Bill 5707, establishing food security cold storage facility for agricultural products in every province in the country by Representative Briones.
To the Committee on Agriculture and Food.
House Bill 5708, mandating all commercial establishments serving food to the public to provide 1/2 cup of rice serving as a menu option by Representative Briones.
To the Committee on Trade and Industry.
House Bill 5709, providing for local absentee voting for private security professionals by Representative Briones.
To the Committee on Suffrage and Electoral Reforms.
House Bill 5710, enhancing the discount on the purchase of goods and services of senior citizens and PWDs by Representative Odocado.
To the Committee on Ways and Means, the Committee on Senior Citizens, and the Special Committee on Persons with Disabilities.
House Bill 5711, renationalizing Agusan del Norte Provincial Hospital in the city of Butuan by Representative Corvera.
To the Committee on Health.
House Bill 5712, establishing scholarship and return service program for indigenous peoples pursuing teacher education by Representatives Ismula, Jokno, Sendanya, and Bagao.
To the Committee on Higher and Technical Education.
House Bill 5713, establishing a central multi-species marine hatchery in the city of Sipalay, Negros Occidental by Representative Alvarez Mercedes.
To the Committee on Aquaculture and Fisheries Resources.
House Bill 5714, institutionalizing sustainable waste management and energy recovery through environmentally sound waste-to-energy technologies by Representative Suntay.
To the Committee on Energy and the Committee on Ecology.
House Bill 5715, modernizing the Bureau of Immigration by Representative Suntay.
To the Committee on Justice.
House Bill 5716, modernizing the civil registration and error correction process under the Philippine Civil Registration and Vital Statistics System by Representative Suntay.
To the Committee on Population and Family Relations.
House Bill 5717, strengthening the Basis Conversion and Development Authority by Representative Olivares.
To the Special Committee on Basis Conversion.
House Bill 5718, expanding the coverage of the Masustansyang Pagkain para sa Batang Pilipino Act to include undernourished children in public secondary schools by Representative Olivares.
To the Committee on Basic Education and Culture.
House Bill 5719, establishing the Classroom Building Acceleration Program by Representative Olivares.
To the Committee on Basic Education and Culture.
House Bill numbers 5720 and 5721, declaring the National Shrine of Our Lady, Our Mother of Perpetual Help, popularly known as the Redemptorist Church, and the Minor Basilica and National Shrine of Mary, Help of Christians in Parañaque City as heritage sites and tourist destinations by Representative Olivares.
To the Committee on Tourism.
House Bill 5722, repealing Republic Act Number 10973, thereby revoking the authority of the Chief of the PNP and the Director and the Deputy Director for Administration of the CIDG to administer oath and to issue subpoena and subpoena duces tecum by Representatives Co. Rene Luis, Tino, and Elago.
To the Committee on Public Order and Safety.
House Bill 5723, mandating government officials and employees to execute and submit a written permission to examine, inquire, or look into all their deposits and investments, thereby waiving the bank secrecy law by Representative Villanueva.
To the Committee on Banks and Financial Intermediaries.
House Bill 5724, institutionalizing a varsity sports program in elementary and secondary schools by Representative Villanueva.
To the Committee on Basic Education and Culture.
House Bill 5725, providing free insurance for covered applicants of overseas employment certificates by Representative Villanueva.
To the Committee on Overseas Workers Affairs.
House Bill 5726, requiring proof of available parking space from motor vehicle owners in metropolitan areas as a prerequisite for the registration of a motor vehicle with the LTO by Representative Villanueva.
to the Committee on Transportation,
House Bill 5727, stimulating the recovery, growth, and development of the MSMEs by Representative Villanueva.
to the Committee on Micro, Small, and Medium Enterprises Development,
House Bill 5728, mandating the establishment of nursing homes for the abandoned, neglected, unattached, or homeless senior citizens by Representative Villanueva.
to the Committee on Senior Citizens,
House Bill 5729, granting hazard pay to workers in critical industries during a state of calamity or emergency or public health emergency by Representative Villanueva.
to the Committee on Labor and Employment,
House Bill 5730, granting hazard pay to covered employees of the government by Representative Villanueva.
to the Committee on Civil Service and Professional Regulation,
House Bill 5731, exempting qualified indigents from the payment of professional examination fees by Representative Villanueva.
to the Committee on Civil Service and Professional Regulation,
House Bill 5732, expanding the scope of disclosure of bank and financial deposits by Representative Villanueva.
to the Committee on Banks and Financial Intermediaries,
House Bill 5733, prohibiting the indiscriminate use of beacons, sirens, and other emergency vehicle lights and audio accessories for moving motor vehicles except as prescribed by law by Representative Villanueva.
to the Committee on Transportation,
House Bill 5734, prohibiting the selling and or buying of admission tickets through unauthorized sales channels by Representative Villanueva.
to the Committee on Trade and Industry,
House Bill 5735, institutionalizing and enhancing the Skills Certificate Equivalency Program of the Civil Service Commission and TESDA by Representative Villanueva.
to the Committee on Civil Service and Professional Regulation, and the Committee on Higher and Technical Education,
House Bill 5736, strengthening the Philippine Bamboo Industry Development Council by Representative Villanueva.
to the Committee on Agriculture and Food,
House Bill 5737, mandating finance education program for all persons applying for a marriage license by Representative Villanueva.
to the Committee on Population and Family Relations,
House Bill 5738, strengthening the procedure for registration of voters and adopting a system of online registration by Representative Villanueva.
to the Committee on Suffrage and Electoral Reforms,
House Bill 5739, providing for protection of the remittances of OFWs by Representative Villanueva.
to the Committee on Overseas Workers Affairs,
House Bill 5740, enhancing the medical access of OFWs and their families by strengthening the OFW hospital by Representative Villanueva.
to the Committee on Health,
House Bill 5741, providing for a National Employment Assistance Program by Representative Villanueva.
to the Committee on Labor and Employment,
House Bill 5742, providing enhanced protection, security, and benefits for media and entertainment workers by Representative Villanueva.
to the Committee on Labor and Employment,
House Bill 5743, declaring the 3 nautical miles surrounding the Kalayaan Island Group and Scarborough Shoal in the West Philippine Sea as marine protected area under the National Integrated Protected Area System Act of 1992 by Representative Villanueva.
to the Committee on Natural Resources,
House Bill 5744, deterring the continued proliferation of immoral doctrines, obscene publications, and exhibitions and indecent shows by increasing the penalties therefore by Representative Villanueva.
to the Committee on Welfare of Children,
House Bill 5745, establishing a green public procurement program for all branches of government by Representative Villanueva.
to the Committee on Sustainable Development Goals,
House Bill 5746, establishing mechanism for enhanced citizen participation in governance by Representative Villanueva.
to the Committee on People's Participation,
House Bill 5747, establishing a framework for blue economy by Representative Villanueva.
to the Committee on Economic Affairs,
House Bill 5748, mainstreaming the use of bamboo as a sustainable material for the built environment by Representative Villanueva.
to the Committee on Sustainable Development Goals,
House Bill 5749, establishing a legal scholarship and return service program for deserving students by Representative Villanueva.
to the Committee on Higher and Technical Education,
House Bill 5750, penalizing online hate and online harassment and providing additional protections against cyber libel by Representative Benitez Alfredo.
to the Committee on Revision of Laws,
House Bill 5751, establishing the Classroom Building Acceleration Program by Representative De Lima.
to the Committee on Basic Education and Culture,
House Bill 5752, mandating the establishment of animal bite treatment centers in all national and local government hospitals by Representative Lasatin.
to the Committee on Health,
House Bill 5753, establishing a modern, innovative, and competitive Philippine Maritime Industry Authority by Representative Romualdo.
to the Committee on Transportation,
House Bill 5754, separating the Luzon Valley Elementary School Annex in Luzon Valley, Pagadian City, Zamboanga del Sur from the Luzon Valley Elementary School to be known as the Sirawag Pinintuluan No Gesalan Subanen Elementary School by Representative U. Joseph Kim.
to the Committee on Basic Education and Culture,
House Bill 5755, expanding the coverage of the Fire Code of the Philippines and strengthening the BFP Modernization Trust Fund by Representative Fentebella.
to the Committee on Public Order and Safety,
House Bill 5756, transferring the National Fire Training Institute from the Philippine Public Safety College to BFP by Representative Fentebella.
to the Committee on Public Order and Safety,
House Bill 5757, rationalizing the rank classification and strengthening the organizational structure of the BFP by Representative Fentebella.
to the Committee on Public Order and Safety,
House Bill 5758, strengthening the Philippine Coast Guard by Representative Romualdo.
to the Committee on Transportation,
House Bill 5759, providing for the inclusion of the study of the Constitution as a subject in the curriculum of senior high school students under the K-12 program by Representative Defensor.
to the Committee on Basic Education and Culture,
House Bill 5760, strengthening the Philippine Economic Zone Authority by Representatives U. Joseph Kim, U. Jazel Victoria, and GLEPA.
to the Committee on Economic Affairs and the Committee on Trade and Industry,
House Bill 5761, recognizing the declaration of indigenous cultural communities, indigenous peoples of conserved territories and areas within their ancestral domains by Representative De Lima.
to the Committee on Indigenous Cultural Communities and Indigenous Peoples,
House Bill 5762, prohibiting the conversion of irrigated and irrigable agricultural lands for non-agricultural uses by Representative De Lima.
to the Committee on Agrarian Reform,
House Bill 5763, institutionalizing the Presidential Merit Scholarship Program for deserving students by Representatives Romualdez Ferdinand Martin, Romualdez Siada Marie, Romualdez Andrew Julian, and Asidre.
to the Committee on Higher and Technical Education,
House Bill 5764, creating the Department of Disaster and Emergency Management by Representative Odocado.
to the Committee on Disaster Resilience and the Committee on Government Reorganization,
House Bill 5765, to further promote the general welfare and enhance the statutory benefits and incentives of public health workers by Representative Gonzales Alaisa Micaela.
to the Committee on Health,
House Bill 5766, to allow LGUs to intervene on government infrastructure projects in their localities which they deem to cause irreparable harm by Representative Plato.
to the Committee on Public Works and Highways,
House Bill 5767, amending the Magna Carta for public school teachers, thereby providing free annual comprehensive physical checkup for public school teachers by Representative Plato.
to the Committee on Basic Education and Culture,
House Bill 5768, providing for hospital and healthcare benefits for public school teachers and their dependents by Representative Plato.
to the Committee on Basic Education and Culture and the Committee on Higher and Technical Education,
House Bill 5769, mandating the creation of the position of a Human Settlement Officer in all provinces, cities, and municipalities by Representative Plato.
to the Committee on Local Government,
House Bill 5770, strengthening the mental health services of state universities and colleges by Representative Escudero.
to the Committee on Higher and Technical Education,
House Bill 5771, providing for the automatic promotion of government officials and employees upon retirement from government service by Representative Escudero.
to the Committee on Civil Service and the Professional Regulation,
Resolutions. House Resolution 413, directing the appropriate committee of the House of Representatives to conduct an investigation on the alleged illegal mining exploration activities of the Woggle Corporation in Dupax del Norte, Nueva Vizcaya, and the possible cancellation of exploration permit issued by the DNR Mines and Geosciences Bureau by Representative De Lima.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 414, urging the appropriate committee to conduct an inquiry on the risky transactions, poor investment decisions, and alleged violations that resulted in losses amounting to 8,800,000,000 pesos in the GSIS by Representative De Lima.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 415, directing the House to investigate the reported anomalous investments made by the GSIS by Representatives Tino, Elago, and Co. Rene Luis.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 416, directing the House through the Committee on Government Enterprises and Privatization to investigate the non-declaration of annual cash benefit for compulsory life insurance policies and the lack of dividends granted to qualified members of the GSIS by Representatives Tino, Elago, and Co. Rene Luis.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 417, congratulating and commending Carlos Edriel Piulo for winning a gold medal at the 53rd Artistic Gymnastics World Championship in Jakarta, Indonesia on October 25, 2025 by Representative Plato.
To the Committee on Youth and Sports Development.
House Resolution 418, urging the Committee on Natural Resources to conduct an investigation on the exploration activities of the Woggle Corporation in Dupax del Norte, Nueva Vizcaya, and the possible revocation of its exploration permit issued by the DNR Mines and Geosciences by Representative Cayton.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 419, expressing the profound condolences of the House on the passing of former Executive Secretary Eduardo R. Ermida by Representatives Mercado Revilla Brian and Revilla Ramon Jolo.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 420, commending and congratulating the entire Philippine tourism sector and its stakeholders, led and guided by the DOT, for bringing honor to the nation by securing 6 major awards at the prestigious 2025 World Travel Awards Asia and Oceania Gala Ceremony by Representative Escudero.
To the Committee on Tourism.
House Resolution 421, directing the House through the Committee on Public Accounts and Committee on Agriculture and Food to conduct an immediate and comprehensive investigation into the systemic corruption and overpricing of farm-to-market road projects of the Department of Agriculture and DPWH by Representatives Tino, Elago, and Co. Rene Luis.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 422, directing the Committee on Natural Resources to conduct an inquiry into the illegal mining operations of Woggle Corporation in Dupax del Norte, Nueva Vizcaya, and urging the relevant executive offices to suspend all destructive mining operations and related anti-democratic police and military operations in the region by Representatives Co. Rene Luis, Tino, and Elago.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 423, congratulating and commending Filipino boxer Yumir Felix Marshall for his gallant victory and championship performance in winning the vacant WBC International Middleweight title on October 29, 2025 at the Araneta Coliseum in Quezon City, Philippines by Representative Plato.
To the Committee on Youth and Sports Development.
House Resolution 424, directing the appropriate committee to conduct an investigation into the reported large-scale dredging and extraction activities in San Felipe, Zambales, and to examine the involvement and accountability of foreign contractors, including the China Harbor Engineering Company Limited by Representative De Lima.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 425, directing the House through the Committee on Basic Education and Culture to investigate the extremely low performance of the school building program of the DepEd under Duterte and Marcos administrations by Representatives Tino, Corine, Luis, and Elago.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 427, congratulating the Livingstone International School Nexus Robotics team for winning the Platinum Award in the Senior Division Idea Contest at the Universal Robotics Challenge 2025 World Finals held in Osaka, Japan by Representative Lazatin.
To the Committee on Basic Education and Culture.
House Resolution 428, urging the strengthening of anti-bullying measures and the integration of comprehensive mental health support in schools, communities, and online spaces by Representative Poe.
To the Committee on Basic Education and Culture.
House Resolution 429, congratulating Kian Matthew L. Aguilar for winning gold medals in both the Philippine International Mathematical Olympiad 2025 Final Round and Thailand International Mathematical Olympiad 2025 to 2026 Heat Round by Representative Lazatin.
To the Committee on Basic Education and Culture.
Communication letter dated October 23, 2025 of the Bank Officer 6, BSP Office of the General Counsel and Legal Services, transmitting to the House of Representatives duly certified copies of certain BSP issuances.
To the Committee on Banks and Financial Intermediaries.
Additional reference of business resolutions. House Resolution 430, honoring and commending the bravery and sacrifice of the 6 fallen airmen of the Philippine Air Force who perished in a tragic aircraft crash in Agusan del Sur while conducting humanitarian assistance and disaster response operations in the aftermath of Typhoon Tino by Representative Digamo.
To the Committee on National Defense and Security.
House Resolution 431, congratulating and commending the Michelin Guide 2026 awardees in the Philippines for bringing honor and international recognition to the country's culinary industry by Representative Benitez Javier Miguel.
To the Special Committee on Creative Industries.
House Resolution 432, directing the Committees on Disaster Resilience, Climate Change, Sustainable Development Goals, and other relevant committees to conduct a joint inquiry into the state of climate risk and vulnerability in the Negros Island region, with particular focus on the province of Negros Occidental, by Representative Benitez Javier Miguel.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 433, expressing the profound sympathy and condolences of the House of Representatives on the demise of the Honorable Representative Eduardo Edigul Gullias of the 1st District Province of Cebu, by Representative Olivares.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 434, expressing the profound condolences of the House to the government and people of the United States of America on the passing of former Vice President Richard Bruce Dick Cheney, by Representative Olivares.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 435, urging the House, the NBI, and other concerned national government agencies to refrain from granting clearances or other similar official government documentation to Elizalde Zaldico, former House member and representative of the Ako Bicol Party List, pending ongoing investigations into his alleged involvement in anomalous flood control projects, by Representative San Fernando.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 436, expressing the collective concern, compassion, and support of the House for the people affected by the aftermath of Typhoon Tino in the Central Visayas, Southern Luzon, Mindanao, and the rest of the Visayas, and Typhoon Uwan in the northern and eastern parts of the Philippines, including Cagayan, Isabela, the Bicol region, Calabarzon, and parts of the Cordillera Administrative Region, by Representatives D. Faustino, Marcos, and Libanan.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 437, expressing the profound condolences of the House to the family of Honorable Felicito Tong C. Payumo, former representative of the 1st Legislative District of Bataan during the 8th, 9th, and 10th Congresses, by Representatives D. Faustino, Marcos, and Libanan.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 438, congratulating Los Cantantes de Manila for winning 2 gold medals and the Conductor's Prize at the 2025 Busan Choral Festival and Competition, by Representative Hernandez Cherise Ann.
To the Special Committee on Creative Industries.
House Resolution 439, congratulating and commending the Philippine national winner and runners-up of the 2025 James Dyson Award for their innovative contributions to sustainability and engineering, by Representative Hernandez Cherise Ann.
To the Committee on Science and Technology.
House Resolution 440, congratulating and commending Miguel Tabuena for his outstanding victory at the inaugural International Series Philippines on the Asian Tour, by Representative Hernandez Cherise Ann.
To the Committee on Youth and Sports Development.
House Resolution 441, congratulating and commending Kirk Bondad for winning the Mr. International 2025, by Representative Hernandez Cherise Ann.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 442, congratulating Ernest John E.J. Obiena for his gold medal victory at the Atletang Ayala World Pole Vault Challenge in Makati City, Philippines, by Representative Hernandez Cherise Ann.
To the Committee on Youth and Sports Development.
House Resolution 443, congratulating and commending Emma Mary Tiglao for winning the Miss Grand International 2025, by Representative Hernandez Cherise Ann.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 444, congratulating and commending the Filipino winners of the 2025 International Exhibition for Young Inventors held in Osaka, Japan, by Representative Hernandez Cherise Ann.
To the Committee on Science and Technology.
House Resolution 445, congratulating the Philippine delegation for their successful campaign at the 2025 Asian Youth Games held in Bahrain, by Representative Hernandez Cherise Ann.
To the Committee on Youth and Sports Development.
House Resolution 446, directing the DENR to strictly monitor the implementation of Angeles City Comprehensive Land Use Plan with respect to the protected agricultural land and no-build zone areas in Barangay Sapang Bato, Angeles City, by Representative Lezetin.
To the Committee on Natural Resources.
House Resolution 447, expressing the profound sympathy and heartfelt condolences of the House to the family of the Honorable Eduardo R. Ermita, former representative of the 1st Legislative District of Batangas, during the 9th, 10th, and 11th Congresses, and Executive Secretary under the administration of President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo by Representatives D. Faustino, Marcos, and Libanon.
To the Committee on Rules,
House Resolution 448, congratulating and commending Dr. Krisha Marie Gan Badillo for placing top 5 in the March 2025 physician licensure examination conducted by the PRC by Representative Ang.
to the Committee on Civil Service and Professional Regulation,
House Resolution 449, directing the appropriate committees of the House to conduct an investigation into the issuance of permits, licenses, and environmental compliance certificates by the DENR, which may have contributed to deforestation, forest degradation, and the increased vulnerability of communities to flooding, landslides, and other disaster risks by Representative Ordanes.
to the Committee on Rules,
House Resolution 450, directing the appropriate committees of the House to conduct an inquiry on the reported practice of certain medical practitioners who require patients to purchase medicines exclusively from them or from specific sources they control or endorse by Representative Ordanes.
to the Committee on Rules,
House Resolution 451, institutionalizing and integrating nature-based solutions to address flooding and other climate change disasters by Representatives Sendanya, Diokno, Ismula, and Bagao.
to the Committee on Disaster Resilience,
House Resolution 452, directing the appropriate committees of the House to investigate into the disastrous effect of Typhoon Tino in Cebu Province and other provinces and hold accountable those responsible for contributing to the catastrophe through negligence, corruption, or violations of environmental laws by Representative Hernandez Cherise Ann.
to the Committee on Rules,
House Resolution 453, congratulating and commending Engineer Ivan Joey Gadot for placing top 2 in the February 2025 Mechanical Engineering Licensure Examination conducted by the PRC by Representative Ang.
to the Committee on Civil Service and Professional Regulation,
House Resolution 454, expressing congratulations to Ms. Emma Mary F. Tiglao for winning in the Miss Grand International 2025 by Representative Tolentino.
to the Committee on Rules,
House Resolution 455, expressing great pride and joy of all Filipinos in the various medals won by the Philippine delegation in the 3rd Asian Youth Games held in Bahrain last October 22 to 31, 2025 by Representative Tolentino.
to the Committee on Youth and Sports Development,
House Resolution 456, expressing congratulations to Filipino cue artist Cheska Centeno for winning the World Pool Association Women's 10-Ball World Championship last October 12, 2025 in Bali, Indonesia by Representative Tolentino.
to the Committee on Youth and Sports Development,
House Resolution 457, expressing congratulations to Filipino cue artist Jonas Magpanday for winning the World Pool Association Qatar World Cup 10-Ball Championship last November 2, 2025 in Doha, Qatar by Representative Tolentino.
to the Committee on Youth and Sports Development,
House Resolution 458, expressing the profound condolences of the House to the family of the Honorable Eduardo Edigul Rivera Gullias, former representative of the 3rd Legislative District of the Province of Cebu during the 7th Congress and of the 1st Legislative District of Cebu during the 9th, 10th, 11th, 13th, 14th, 15th, and 18th Congresses by Representatives D. Faustino, Marcos, and Libanon.
to the Committee on Rules, Majority Leader,
Mr. Speaker, on the part of the majority, I move to nominate and elect the following members to the following committees. The Committee on Agriculture and Food as member, Zia Alonto Adjong. To the Committee on Basic Education and Culture as member, Zia Adjong. To the Committee on Ecology as member, Bella Swan Singh. To the Committee on Energy as member, Zia Adjong. To the Committee on Health as member, Zia Adjong. To the Committee on Mindanao Affairs as member, Zia Adjong. To the Committee on Muslim Affairs as member, Zia Adjong. To the Committee on National Defense and Security as member, Zia Adjong. To the Committee on Public Accounts as member, Zia Adjong. To the Committee on Public Information as member, Zia Adjong. To the Committee on Suffrage and Electoral Reforms as members, Jonathan Keith Flores, Chino Almario, Joel Chua, Charis Ann Hernandez, Jinky Luistro, Lordan Suan, Celso Arrogancia, Miro Kimbo, Rolando Valeriano, Esmael Mangundadatu, Ryan Recto, and Jude Asidre. To the Committee on Ways and Means as member, Zia Adjong. To the Committee on Women and Gender Equality as Vice Chairperson, Isabel Maria Zamora. To the Special Committee on the West Philippine Sea as Vice Chairperson, Zia Adjong. To the Special Committee on Peace, Reconciliation, and Unity as member, Zia Adjong. To the Special Committee on Persons with Disabilities as Vice Chairperson, Isabel Zamora. And to the Special Committee on Reforestation as members, Doris Maniquis, Danny Domingo, Carmelo Lasatin, and Kokoy Salvador. I so move.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. Majority Leader,
Mr. Speaker, I move to suspend for a few minutes.
session suspended.
Session resumed. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, we would like to recognize the guests of Honorable Doris Nanay Bing Imaniquez of the 2nd District of Zambales, namely Vice Mayor Miguel Maniago Jr., Sangguniang Bayan members Michael Ian Ebido, Maria Veronica Matibag, Sarah Jane Menor, Athos Maya, Melvin Misa, Kristen Rommel Bisola, Jerwin Galicia, SKF President Carlo Madarang, Secretary to the Sangguniang Maria Virginia Escanio, Local Legislative Staff Officer Abigail Monsalud, Records Officer Catherine Balodvino, Secretary Amelia Liquiran, Stenographer Danielle Marie Mana, Clerk Nika Kate Kayanan, Maria Melody Edseher, Maria Teresa de la Cruz, Hipolito M. Macchio, Administrative Aide Hernani Corpus, Richard Magno, Ronaldin Rabago, Amor Alves, Jessa Joy Navarro, Sheila May Eclavia, Evelyn Merced, Carl Emil James Balarta, Cristel Pexon, Aldrin Molin, Patricia Merced, Evelyn Mose, and Shaina Maniago.
Thank you, Majority Leader. To the guests of 2nd District Zambales, Congressperson Doris E. Maniquez, welcome on behalf of Speaker Paulsino D. III, Walji. Welcome to the House of Representatives. Good afternoon. Magandang hapon. Thank you. Majority Leader, please.
Mr. Speaker, we would also like to recognize the guests of Honorable Timothy Joseph Tim Cayton, namely Sangguniang Bayan member of Municipality of Kasibu, Harold Hufalar, Lando Paduyao, Nick Pablo, Dewey Balasuit, and Brigito Kitano.
To the guests of Attorney Timothy Joseph Tim E. Cayton, Congressperson, Long District of Nueva Vizcaya. Saan po sila? On behalf of Speaker Boji D, welcome to the House of Representatives. Magandang hapon. Thank you. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, under the calendar of the business for the day, we move to consider House Resolution number 165 under Committee Report number 10. And may we request that the Secretary General read the title of said resolution.
Secretary General, please proceed. Thank you.
House Resolution 165, a resolution urging the full cooperation and support of all concerned government agencies, GOCCs, SUCs, and LGUs in assisting the Interagency Task Force created under Administrative Order Number 35, Series of 2025 to ensure the successful hosting of the FIFA Futsal Women's World Cup 2025.
Majority Leader, please.
Mr. Speaker, I move for the adoption of House Resolution number 165.
There's a motion to adopt House Resolution 165. All those in favor say aye. All those not in favor say nay. The ayes have it. House Resolution 165, as stated, is hereby adopted. Majority Leader, please.
Mr. Speaker, with leave of the House, I move to open the privilege hour.
There is a motion to open the privilege hour. Any objection? The chair hears none. Privilege hour is therefore open. Majority Leader, please proceed.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize the gentleman of the FPJ party list, the Honorable Brian Poe, to avail of the privilege hour.
Thank you, Majority Leader. The gentleman from the party list FPJ Panday Bayanihan, Representative Brian Poe, is hereby recognized. Please proceed, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, esteemed colleagues, my fellow Filipinos, I rise before you today with a heavy heart and a clear purpose. In the past week, our country has been battered by back-to-back typhoons, proof that climate peril is no longer a distant threat, but a daily reality. As we mourn lives lost, homes destroyed, and communities displaced, we also stand at a moment of choice to simply respond to disasters or to build resilience that prevents them from becoming catastrophes. Just days ago, Typhoon Tino carved a path of devastation through the Visayas and Mindanao. The latest government reports show that at least 232 people have died and 112 remain missing. The province of Cebu bearing much of the brunt. Entire villages were flooded, homes and livelihood were swept away. No sooner had we begun recovering when Typhoon Uwan made landfall in northern Luzon. Over 1.6 million people were evacuated, power grids collapsed, bridges were torn apart, coastal towns braced for disaster, and families in mourning with loved ones lost. In Aurora Province, authorities warned up to 30 million Filipinos could be affected or could be exposed to hazard zones. As I speak today, families sleep in evacuation centers, entire barangays remain inaccessible, and our emergency service personnel are stretched beyond their limits. These twin storms are not isolated. They are symptomatic of a climate system in upheaval. We know for a fact that the Philippines is ranked the most climate-prone or disaster-prone country in the world by the United Nations World Risk Index. We face an average of 20 typhoons every year. Now, as seas warm, storms grow stronger and more destructive. The era of business as usual in terms of disaster response is over. Our survival depends on two things: how we prepare for storms and how we prevent storms from becoming full-scale human disasters. Allow me to speak of the organization closest to my heart, FPJ Panday Bayanihan, the people's movement inspired by the life and legacy of my late grandfather, Fernando Poe Jr. From its earliest days as Ang Panday Bayanihan Foundation, it has stood shoulder to shoulder with Filipinos in their darkest hours, from Typhoon Yolanda in 2013 to Super Typhoon Odette in 2021. The foundation has consistently mobilized thousands of relief packs containing rice, clean water, hygiene items, warm meals for communities in Iloilo, Leyte, Batangas, Cagayan, Samar, and beyond. Whether responding to volcanic eruptions in Taal, floods in Bulacan, or typhoons that crippled entire regions, Panday Bayanihan's efforts have always been rooted in urgency, compassion, local awareness, and ensuring that in the community no one is left behind. Yet as climate disasters grow more frequent and more severe, with Typhoon Nando in 2025 and Typhoon Tino and Uwan just days ago, the need for more than just emergency aid is clear. The FPJ Panday Bayanihan is still and will continue to extend help to our Kapandays in need. But for more than a decade, this has been our calling to turn compassion into action and crisis into community. It is through these experiences that I have learned a simple but powerful truth. We cannot stop the storms, but we can prevent them from destroying lives if we prepare, if we protect, if we work together. This spirit of Bayanihan is what must now guide our national climate response. Before I entered public office, I dedicated years to studying and advocating for sustainable and science-based climate policies. My academic work focused on climate change, adaptation, and international environmental policy, and I have had the privilege of learning from experts in institutions shaping global responses to climate crisis. I joined environmental campaigns and spoke in universities and communities about the connection between biodiversity loss and human vulnerability long before standing here before you as a lawmaker. These experiences have taught me that effective climate governance requires not only compassion, but competence, the ability to translate science into policy and policy into protection for our people. When Typhoon Tino hit, the hardest hit areas were those where natural defenses had been degraded, mangroves lost, watersheds denuded, forests depleted. Conversely, areas with intact ecosystems fared better. The message is clear. Ecosystem protection is not optional. It is a core component of climate resilience. It is in this context that the global 30 by 30 target, protecting 30% of land and oceans by 2030, becomes deeply relevant to our national fight back. Protecting nature is protecting ourselves. I commend the Department of Environment and Natural Resources and its Biodiversity Management Bureau for taking the lead. On September 1st, 2023, they spearheaded a national workshop launching the 30 by 30 initiative in the Philippines, bringing together government agencies, indigenous peoples, local communities, and civil society to chart our path forward. They followed this with the adoption of the Philippine Biodiversity Strategy and Action Plan, or PBSAP, 2024 to 2040. Through DENR Administrative Order number 2025-23, aligning our national biodiversity framework with the Kunming-Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework. This leadership is commendable, but the journey ahead is long and the time is short. According to DENR BMB's Protected Area Information System, or PAIS, approximately 15.51% of our land area, or 4.65 million hectares, is under protection, while only 1.42% of marine waters, or only about 3.14 million hectares, are covered. We are halfway to 30% on land, but lagging far behind at sea. While an initial roadmap was launched in 2023, a full, detailed national 30 by 30 framework or roadmap with clear numerical targets priority sites, governance mechanisms, as well as financing and monitoring has not yet been finalized or institutionalized. This brings me to the measure that I will file today. My resolution calls for action, not aspiration. I invite my colleagues to support a House resolution urging the DENR, LGUs, indigenous communities, and all stakeholders to take these urgent steps. First is to complete and publish the National 30 by 30 roadmap within 6 months. It must set clear national targets for land, inland waters, marine ecosystems, map priority areas, integrate indigenous and community conserved areas, and other effective areas based on conservation measures, assign agency roles, secure funding, and establish transparent monitoring. Second is that we must expand coverage rapidly, especially at sea. Prioritize critical biodiversity hotspots, such as the Verde Island Passage, Sulu-Sulawesi Seascape, the Benham Rise. Third would be to empower communities and indigenous stewards. Protection means people at the center of barangays, fisherfolk, and farmers as co-guardians of forests and reefs. Secure long-term funding and finance. Conservation must be financially sustainable through national budgets, public-private partnerships, and innovative mechanisms such as blue carbon credits and climate resilience bonds. Fifth is to integrate nature-based defenses into our national adaptation strategy, mangrove reforestation, watershed rehabilitation, and wetland restoration. Six is to ensure transparency and oversight. Annual reports to Congress using PAIS and verified data must be mandated. And lastly, to inform and involve the public. Finally, we must involve and inform the public, especially our youth, through nationwide environmental education and outreach programs that turn awareness into action. Mr. Speaker, protecting 30% of our land and sea is not a bureaucratic exercise. It is a moral and practical imperative. It means that when the next typhoon strikes, we will not be watching helplessly as entire towns disappear beneath waves. Magsama-sama po tayo at magtulong-tulong. Kumilos tayo para sa isang bagong umaga. In unity and purpose, we can do more than survive storms. We can build a resilient Philippines that thrives on change. I therefore appeal for your support for this resolution and all measures that align with our policies with the urgency of climate crisis. Let our legacy be that. At a time of great peril, we chose to act. Mr. Speaker, dear colleagues, the climate crisis is here, but so is our resolve. Together, let us protect our people and the only home that we have. Let us show that the Filipino Bayanihan spirit, combined with wise policy making, can prevail. Maraming salamat po at mabuhay ang Pilipinas.
Mabuhay, Representative Brian Poe. On a personal note, this chair is also a resident of Liloan, Cebu, one of the hardest hit areas in that province. Daghang salamat. Majority Leader, please.
Mr. Speaker, I move to refer the speech of the Honorable Brian Poe to the Committee on Rules for its appropriate action.
There's a motion to refer the speech of Honorable Brian Poe for the appropriate committee. Is there any objection? The chair hears none. Said motion is thereby approved. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize the gentleman from the Lone District of Nueva Vizcaya, the Honorable Timothy Joseph E. Caiton, to avail of the privilege hour.
Thank you, Majority Leader. The gentleman from Lone District of Nueva Vizcaya, Representative Timothy Attorney Joseph E. Caiton. You're recognized, sir. Please proceed.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues. and to the people we represent. Isang araw na kay ganda ho sa atin lahat. I rise today in a matter of collective privilege to speak not just as a legislator, but as a son of Nueva Vizcaya, whose duty is to defend the land, the water, and the people that define who we are. This is not the Nueva Vizcaya I envision. This is not the province we promise to protect. As we strive to build, protect, and empower the brand new Nueva Vizcaya, we must stand firm on one truth, that progress can never come at the cost of our lifeblood, our watersheds, our forest, and our community. Nueva Vizcaya sits as headwaters of major river systems that supply irrigation, drinking water, and power across Cagayan Valley and neighboring provinces. Protecting these watersheds is not just environmental advocacy, it is a matter of public safety, food security, and justice. To allow extractive and destructive operation in this fragile zone is a gamble with life itself. Yet, despite this, last August 7, 2025, the DNR issued the exploration permit to Google Corporation, covering more than 3,100 hectares in the municipality of Dupax del Norte for gold and copper exploration. Residents have raised grave concern, citing lack of genuine consultation, absence of surface owner's consent, and the risk of these activities pose to their farms, water sources, and forest buffers. Last October 17 this year in Barangay Bitnong, Dupax del Norte, a commotion occurred between residents and police authorities amid the enforcement of a temporary restraining order or TRO directing the clearing the access road in the area. This unfortunate incident is a stark reminder of our urgent need for transparency, consultation, and genuine dialogue between the government, communities, and all stakeholders. Mr. Speaker, the following barangays, Oyao, Mungya, Makabenga, Bitnong, and Inaban falls within the scope of Google Corporation's exploration permit. These are largely agricultural and residential communities, their livelihoods dependent on land and water. Consultations reveal deep apprehension among residents and barangay officials regarding the environmental and social impact of the exploration. Under Article 2, Section 16 of the Constitution, the state is mandated to protect and advance the right of the people to a balanced and healthful ecology. It is therefore imperative that the issuance of this permit by the DNR in aid of legislation be reviewed and investigated to ensure that due process, community consent, and the environmental safeguards were faithfully observed. This is not merely a matter of compliance, it is a matter of justice. Nueva Vizcaya has long stood as an agricultural heartland of northern Luzon, a province sustained by fertile soil, clean water, and the hard work of our farmers. To endanger the very foundation of our agriculture and to threaten the future of every community that depends on our waters are not acceptable. That is why I earlier filed the House Bill number 402, the Nueva Vizcaya as Watershed Haven Enhanced Protection Act, a measure that declares all watershed areas in the province as protected zones and identifies other zones close to mining operations that puts agriculture, water, and people of Nueva Vizcaya first. Mr. Speaker, dear colleagues, This issue is not isolated. The devastation brought by Typhoon Yuan has shown us how vulnerable our communities remain to floods and landslides. Yet it is also a reminder of us of the vital role of Sierra Madre, a mountain range created by the Lord Almighty, which plays a shielding lives and properties from greater disaster. In its natural state, our watershed acts as the province's first line of flood control, absorbing rainfall, stabilizing soil, and regulating flow of rivers that feeds both farms and households. Protecting our forests and watersheds, therefore, is not only an environmental duty, it is an essential component of disaster prevention and flood control. This is the Nueva Vizcaya we fight for, one defined not by exploration, but by conservation, sustainable livelihood, and honest governance, where every flood control project truly exists on the ground, no ghost projects, no wasted people's money, only real protection for our people and communities. Mr. Speaker, this representation calls for the fast-tracking of the proceeding of investigation on the reported anomalies of several flood control projects. These projects must not become means for corruption or ghost implementation. Our people deserve real flood control structures that truly safeguard their homes and farms, not hollow promises. In this light, I'd like to express my strong support to the swift passage of the pending measure seeking to establish independent commission against infrastructure corruption. While there are existing bodies that addresses corruption, these proposed bills will establish their mandates and provide a clear legal foundation for an independent commission empowered to investigate the misuse of funds in flood control and other infrastructure projects. Because of the heart of this fight are not minerals or profit, but the people who lives and sojourn in the soil of the province. Our people are more important than profit. Their lives, their farms, their future are worth more than gold buried beneath our soil. This reminds us that safeguarding our forests, our watershed, is not only an environmental duty, but a constitutional one, a commitment to the right of every Filipino to a balanced and healthful ecology. It is in this light where we remain steadfast in upholding the Constitution, respecting the rule of law, and complying with all lawful orders, always with the people's welfare at the heart of every action we take. As we commemorate Environment Month, we cement our commitment. We will not let our guards down. We will stand firm, and we will continue to protect and defend our province, Nueva Vizcaya, our home, our heritage, our future. Maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat, Representative Timothy Joseph E. Cayton, Long District of Nueva Vizcaya. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, may I move to recognize the Honorable Lady, Honorable Sara Elago of the Gabriela Party List for her manifestation.
Congresswoman Sara Ilago of Gabriela Party List is hereby recognized. Please proceed, ma'am.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Speaker. This representation from Gabriela Women's Party would just like to manifest our full support to the call of the Honorable Cayton to ensure that we're able to stop all destructive mining, exploration, and other related activities in Nueva Vizcaya In fact, Mr. Speaker, this representation, along with the representation from Kabataan Party List, the Honorable Rene Ko, and ACT Teachers Party List, the Honorable Antonio Tino, filed a resolution last month dated October 30, which is a resolution directing the House Committee on Natural Resources to conduct an inquiry in aid of legislation into the illegal destructive mining operations of Woggle Corporation in Dupax del Norte, Nueva Vizcaya, and urging the relevant executive offices to suspend all destructive mining operations and also other related reported anti-democratic activities of law enforcement groups in the region. We say this, Mr. Speaker, because in relation to the right to speak, no? The right to express the dissent of our kababayans in Dupax del Norte in their opposition to this reported illegal and destructive mining operations, they have also experienced various forms of threat, harassment, and intimidation. No, kaya po, nababahala ang representasyon na ito na sa matibay at malakas na paninindigan ng ating mga kababayan, nakakaranas din sila ng iba't ibang forma ng pagpapatahimik, ng panggigipit at pagtapak sa kanilang karapatan. Kaya po, tayo po ay nakikiisa sa panawagan na hindi lang mag-imbestiga, no, kundi maitigil na ang lahat po ng mga kaso na may kinalaman sa pagkasira ng kalikasan, gayon din yung mga paglabag sa karapatang-tao ng ating mga kababayan. Finally, I'd also like to manifest po our call to support nature-based solutions to flooding and other activities that are destructive to our environment. Kinakailangan po natin suporta para sa forestation, suporta para sa pagtitiyak na napapangalagaan talaga natin ang ating kalikasan at karapatang pantao. Maraming salamat, Mr. Speaker, at maraming salamat din sa Honorable Cayton for bringing this matter to the fore of this plenary session. Thank you.
Maraming salamat, Gabriela Party List, Sara Ilago. Your manifestation of observations are duly noted. Thank you. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to refer the speech of the Honorable Cayton and the manifestation of the Honorable Sara Ilago to the Committee on Rules for its appropriate action.
Is there no objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. The speech of Honorable Timothy Cayton and the manifestation of Gabriela Party List Sara Ilago is referred to the Committee on Rules for its appropriate action. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize the gentleman of the Kamanggagawa Party List, the Honorable Elijah Rumbao San Fernando, to avail of the privilege hour.
To the Congressperson of the Party List Kamanggagawa, Representative Elijah Rumbao San Fernando. You are recognized, sir. Please proceed.
Maraming salamat po, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, and to all our fellow workers inside and outside the halls of Congress, magandang hapon po. Ang paksa po na aking tatalakayin ngayon ay pumapatungkol sa pangako ng pag-asenso. As the economy grows and develops, we are forced to ask, who is included and who is left behind? As we review the common legislative agenda for the 20th Congress, we at the Kamanggagawa Party List express our grave concern on behalf of the workers who are the true driving force who prop up our economy. Sa pagtakda ng mga prioridad ng administrasyon, mukhang napag-iwanan naman ang mga manggagawa. The Legislative Executive Development Advisory Council, or LEDAC, is tasked with synchronizing the legislative agenda with our national development goals. As an advisory and consultative body key in developing the national legislative framework, it mobilizes Congress to prioritize legislation, often to the exclusion of other measures. Sa madaling sabi po, Mr. Speaker, makikita sa LEDAC ang pangunahing batas na nais maipatupad ng administrasyon. Let us begin by reminding ourselves of the priorities of LEDAC. Section 1 of RA 7640 dictates that the body shall act in accordance with its constitutional mandate to promote a more equitable distribution of opportunities, income, and wealth, and expand productivity as a key to raising the quality of life for all, especially the underprivileged. Our President himself has made pronouncements to this effect. At the Philippine Development Forum 2025, PBBM said, "We committed to generate jobs, accelerate poverty reduction, and transform our economy into one that is inclusive, resilient, and ready for the future." At the National Employment Summit, he said, "Let us lay the groundwork to ensure a decade of meaningful employment and economic growth." Sa konteksto ng pagkilala ng mga pangakong nakasaad sa batas at sa mga salitang binitawan mismo ng ating Pangulo, lumalakas po ang ating loob na maningil. Sa priority agenda, nasaan ang pagtaas ng sahod ng mga manggagawa? Nasaan ang mga batas na nakabalangkas sa pagkilala sa mga hinaing ng mga trabahante? We assert that worker-centric bills and a legislated wage increase should not be a mere afterthought of LEDAC. As workers are a vital element to national development, so too should legislation that addresses their needs be a priority of government. This is not just an economic imperative, but a moral one too. Our economic context demands bold action. From 2001 to 2024, our GDP, o ang pangkalahatang kita po ng ating bansa, has more than tripled, implying massive economic growth. Let us be clear. This is in large part due to the sustained and steadily increasing efforts of our workers as exemplified in the near doubling of labor productivity during that period. Ang ating ekonomiya ay lumalago habang tumataas ang produktibidad ng ating mga manggagawa. Following the promise of inclusive growth, shouldn't workers also enjoy the benefits of this growth? The sad reality, Mr. Speaker, is that workers have been tragically left behind by our economy. Nominal minimum wage increases have not kept up to pace with the havoc that inflation has caused on our wage earners. Sa tabi ng kakarampot na pagtaas ng sahod, hindi dumadali ang buhay ng mga manggagawa at ordinaryong Pilipino. Indeed, the increase of salaries are a mere illusion when we consider the increase in price of goods and services. Mr. Speaker, mga kasama, the last legislated wage increase was in 1989, 36 years ago. Back then, the minimum wage was 89 pesos, compensating for the inflation that is equivalent to a real wage of 572 pesos by today's standards. Contrast this to today's average national minimum wage of 493 pesos. Ibig kong sabihin, Mr. Speaker at mga kasama, mas marami pang nabibiling produkto ang minimum wage noong 1989 kaysa sa ngayon. Sa harap ito ng sinasabing paglago ng ating ekonomiya. Wage increases then are not about growth, but about recovery, and a failing recovery at that. In this equation, we have not even considered the farce that is the provincial rate, where we have witnessed the real stagnation and lowering of workers' wages, especially at the margins of society. Remembering that labor productivity has almost doubled, it is tragic that the average pay for workers across the board has grown by a mere 16%. The data paints a clear picture. While the economy grows, it is primarily the businesses that have benefited. Yumayaman ang mga negosyante habang napag-iiwanan ang mga manggagawa. Is this the inclusive growth that our laws and our president promise? Critics of wage increases, who are often business elites or academics who follow their doctrines, often point to their impact on employment and inflation. A study from the UP School of Labor and Industrial Relations, or UP Soler, belies these claims, finding that, and I quote, wage increases can have no impact on employment, while its effect on inflation is, and I quote, very small and in fact insignificant, end of quote. These elites furthermore cite that the benefits that employers enjoy would eventually be felt by workers. This is known as trickle-down economics. Yet, it is our president himself who has conceded that trickle-down economics is a failure back in a speech as a senator in 2015. Given the above, Mr. Speaker, the exclusion of labor-centric legislative initiatives from the common legislative agenda is fundamentally misguided and unjust. Aside from wage increases, we insist, Mr. Speaker, that other pro-labor measures be considered, including those which tackle the problem of contractualization both in the private and public sectors. Finally, we ask for the full consideration of the integrity of our labor framework, which extends beyond wages. It is deeply troubling that the LEDAC priority measures have no mention of reinforcing the right to freedom of association. Upholding the provisions of the International Labor Organization, Convention number 87, which the Republic of the Philippines has ratified, is a solemn commitment. Freedom of association, the right to organize and collectively bargain, is a fundamental human and economic right. It is the workers' primary tool for ensuring fair economic participation and recovering the value of their labor. All of this is in the context of worsening attacks on our trade unionists and our consistent placing among international observers as being among the worst countries for workers. Mr. Speaker, we must affirm the right to freedom of association as a non-negotiable fundamental right that must be protected, promoted, and actively enforced in all legislative agenda. Our critique of the LEDAC agenda is that it fundamentally misdiagnoses the problem of our economy. Tinitignan po ng administrasyong ito ang mga manggagawa bilang consumer lamang na kailangang bigyan ng tulong at hindi bilang isang producer na dapat bigyan ng sapat na sahod. We see this reflected in the priority list, amendments to the Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino Program or 4Ps Act, and the assistance to individuals in crisis situations, AICS, and the amendments to the Universal Healthcare Act. These are necessary social nets, Mr. Speaker. Yes, but they are fundamentally measures of damage control. They address the symptoms of low income, hunger, lack of healthcare, poverty, by giving dole-outs and subsidies instead of addressing the root cause, the pathetically low wage in the marketplace. These measures perpetuate a cycle of dependency. We are forced to legislate charity because we refuse to legislate economic justice. More than that, we see business-friendly laws that provide tax amnesty and governance-centric laws which miss the mark entirely. Mr. Speaker, mga kasama, the very question of prioritization implies a constant tension between the different elements of our economy. Sa pagtuon ng atensyon sa isang sektor, minsan ay nakakalimutan ng iba. This is unfortunately reflected in the LEDAC agenda, which prioritizes businesses and patronage over workers. The promise of progress, ang pangako ng pag-asenso, must not be reserved for the few. True progress means that the hands that build our nation also share in its fruits. We cannot speak of development while our workers go hungry. We cannot speak of productivity without recognizing those at its core. Our call to the administration is simple, Mr. Speaker. Let us go back to the drawing board and think of our workers. Fellow lawmakers, we at the Kamanggagawa Party List ask for nothing more than the alignment and unity of workers and government. Ipaglaban po natin ang dignidad ng ating mga manggagawa. Revise the LEDAC to include a legislated and a national wage increase and other pro-worker measures. Failing that, we as Congress should push for these initiatives ourselves. Only through this can we fulfill the promises of the law and uphold our end of the bargain between worker and government. Yun lamang po, maraming salamat po Mr. Speaker at mga kasama sa bulwagang ito.
Maraming salamat, Kamanggagawang Party List, Congressman Eli San Fernando. This chair agrees with you. Well said. Let us legislate economic justice, not charities. Thank you, sir. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to refer the speech of the Honorable San Fernando to the Committee on Rules for its appropriate action.
Is there no objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. The speech of Honorable of Kamanggagawa Party List, Congressman Eli San Fernando, as well, is referred to the Committee on Rules for appropriate action. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, there being no other member who wishes to avail of the privilege hour, I move to close the privilege hour.
Is there any objection? The motion is approved. The privilege hour is hereby closed. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, in accordance with the rules governing inquiries in aid of legislation, I move to refer the following House resolutions to the appropriate committees. House Resolution Number 311 to the Committee on Dangerous Drugs. House Resolution Number 314 to the Committee on Games and Amusements. House Resolution Number 326 to the Committee on Labor and Employment. House Resolution Number 334 to the Committee on Public Information. House Resolution Number 338 to the Committees on Public Order and Safety and National Defense and Security. House Resolution Number 341 to the Committee on Public Works and Highways. House Resolution Number 343 to the Committee on Dangerous Drugs. House Resolution Number 349 to the Committee on Basic Education and Culture. House Resolution Number 351 to the Committee on Health. House Resolution Number 353 to the Committee on Health. House Resolution Number 357 to the Committee on Housing and Urban Development. House Resolution Number 359 to the Committee on Banks and Financial Intermediaries. House Resolution Number 364 to the Committee on Women and Gender Equality. And House Resolution Number 365 to the Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability.
Thank you, Majority Leader. There's a motion to refer the following House resolutions to the appropriate committees as already stated. Is there no objection? There hears none. Motion is approved. Majority Leader, please.
Mr. Speaker, pursuant to our rules governing inquiries in aid of legislation, I move to refer the following speeches to the appropriate committees. The speech of Representative Aquino Magsaysay, delivered on October 6, 2025, to the Committee on Senior Citizens. The speech of Representative Erice, delivered on October 6, 2025, to the Committee on Appropriations. The speech of Representative Cruz, delivered on October 7, 2025, to the Committee on Cooperatives Development. The speech of Representative Espares, delivered on October 7, 2025, to the Committee on Cooperatives Development. The speech of Representative Banyas Nograles, delivered on October 7, 2025, to the Committee on Public Works and Highways. The speech of Representative Jokno, delivered on October 7, 2025, to the Committee on Appropriations. The speech of Representative Ilago, delivered on October 7, 2025, to the Committee on Women and Gender Equality. The speech of Representative Plato, delivered on October 7, 2025, to the Committee on Senior Citizens. The speech of Representative Shimura, delivered on October 8, 2025, to the Committee on Disaster Resilience. The speech of Representative Nazal, delivered on October 8, 2025, to the Committee on People's Participation. The speech of Representative Leviste, delivered on October 8, 2025, to the Committee on Public Works and Highways. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Majority Leader. There is a motion to refer the following speeches to the appropriate committees as stated. Any objection? The chair hears none. Said motion to refer is hereby approved. Majority Leader, please.
Mr. Speaker, I move for the change of referral of House Bill number 3962, 4379, 4406, 4627, and 4908, establishing a mandatory crop insurance coverage for small farmers from the Committee of Agriculture and Food to the Committee on Government Enterprises and Privatization.
Thank you. There is a motion to change the referral of the said House bills. Is there an objection? The chair hears none. The motion to move for a change of referral of the following House bills is hereby approved. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to include additional co-authors to House Resolution numbers 165, 287, 309, 320, 325, 336, 361, 372, 436, 437, 447, and 458 as contained in the list to be submitted by the Committee on Rules.
Thank you, Majority Leader. There is a motion to include additional co-authors of the aforementioned stated House resolutions. Is there an objection? The chair hears none. The motion to include additional co-authors of the aforementioned resolutions is hereby approved. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, under the calendar of business for the day, I move to consider House Resolution number 436. And for this purpose, may I request that the Secretary General be directed to read the title of the resolution.
Secretary General, please proceed.
House Resolution 436, resolution expressing the collective concern, compassion, and support of the House of Representatives for the people affected by the aftermath of Typhoon Tino in the Central Visayas, Southern Luzon, Mindanao, and the rest of the Visayas, and Typhoon Uwan in the northern and eastern parts of the Philippines, including Cagayan, Isabela, the Bicol region, Calabarzon, and parts of the Cordillera Administrative Region.
Majority Leader, thank you.
Mr. Speaker, I move to adopt House Resolution number 436.
There's a motion to adopt House Resolution 436. All those in favor say aye. All those not in favor say nay. The ayes have it. House Resolution number 436 is hereby adopted. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, under the calendar of business for the day, I move to consider House Resolution Number 437, and for this purpose, may I request that the Secretary General be directed to read the title of the resolution.
Secretary General, please proceed.
House Resolution 437, resolution expressing the profound condolences of the House of Representatives to the family of Honorable Felicito Tong C. Payumo, former representative of the 1st Legislative District of Bataan during the 8th, 9th, and 10th Congresses.
Maraming salamat, Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to adopt House Resolution 437.
There's a motion to adopt House Resolution 437 in consolidation, Majority Leader, with House Resolution 393. Is there any objection? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. The ayes have it. House Resolution 437 in consolidation with House Resolution 393 is hereby adopted. Thank you. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, under the calendar of business for the day, I move to consider House Resolution Number 447, and for this purpose, may I request that the Secretary General be directed to read the title of the resolution.
Secretary General, please proceed.
House Resolution 447, resolution expressing the profound sympathy and heartfelt condolences of the House of Representatives to the family of the Honorable Eduardo R. Ermita, former representative of the 1st Legislative District of Batangas during the 9th, 10th, and 11th Congresses, and Executive Secretary under the administration of President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo.
Majority Leader, thank you.
Mr. Speaker, I move to adopt House Resolution Number 447.
There's a motion to adopt House Resolution 447 in consolidation House Resolutions 388 and 419. All those in favor say aye. All those not in favor say nay. The ayes have it. House Resolution 447 in consolidation with House Resolution 388 and 419 hereby adopted. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, under the calendar of business for the day, I move to consider House Resolution Number 458, and for this purpose, may I request that the Secretary General be directed to read the title of the resolution.
Secretary General, please proceed.
House Resolution 458, resolution expressing the profound condolences of the House of Representatives to the family of the Honorable Eduardo Edigul Rivera Gullias, former representative of the 3rd Legislative District of the Province of Cebu during the 7th Congress and of the 1st Legislative District of Cebu during the 9th, 10th, 11th, 13th, 14th, 15th, and 18th Congresses.
Thank you. Majority Leader, please.
Mr. Speaker, I move to adopt House Resolution Number 458.
There's a motion to adopt resolution or House Resolution 458 in consolidation with House Resolution 433. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those not in favor say nay. The ayes have it. House Resolution number 458 in consolidation with House Resolution 433 hereby adopted. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to suspend session.
Session suspended. Session resumed. Majority Leader, please.
Mr. Speaker, I move to adjourn sessions until Monday, November 17, 2025 at 3 p.m. in the afternoon.
Thank you, Majority Leader. Session joined until Monday, November 17 at 3 p.m. Thank you very much. Session adjourned. Thank you.
Running